Happy Thumbs Gaming. Booyakashaw.
Hey everybody, it's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming. Today we're checking out Walkthrough Part 2, Level 6, The Suburbs for The Last of Us, where we grab 10 artifacts, 2 comics, 2 training manuals, 4 Firefly Pendants, 1 safe, and 4 optional conversations. But to be honest with you, we actually even have a couple extra conversations, and I'll elaborate on that right now. There is the 5th Ellie Joke on this level, and although there is a known glitch right now that people are having troubles getting the trophy for it, including us, so we don't actually get the trophy in this video, but we do complete the 5th joke, and that should give us the trophy, but it doesn't. But in order to get the 5th trophy, 4 conversations need to take place on this map, or this area of the area. And we'll show you where all of them are. They're marked down below, just like everything else would be, and then it leads right up to the 5th Ellie Joke. So now that that's been explained, we'll go ahead and make our way down the street, and we go by starting in the brick building on the right. There are some items in here, including the looting note, which is Artifact 52. Now, I did, going through this and editing this and going through all of my notes, I actually found out why I don't get the conversation trophy at the very end of the game, because I've already completed it. Here's the looting note. Go ahead and throw that in our bag after taking a quick peek at it. But I was really upset because I followed all the notes and everything that I possibly could, and I did not get it. I was 1 short on the conversations in the end. I have 36, and there are 37. Turns out it's actually on this level that I find it, and although I don't physically do it in the video, we've got it marked, and we are going to go ahead and show you. So we'll get to that here in a minute. But make sure that you're looking around in this first house still. We're still in the brick house. And in the kitchen, there's some supplementage. Make sure you grab that. And then also head down into the basement and take a quick peek. You will find yourself a bunch of dirty laundry. And if it's my house, it's probably some shitty drawers from my little son. Yep, I'd leave the bleach there, buddy. Someone's going to need it. All right, real quick, we'll do some crafting, or at least take a peek at it, assuming that we can. And so here is the Ellie Joke Conversation 1. This will take place, and they can take place in pretty much any order, I guess, but it seems like you can't come back to this. And I know you can't come back to this conversation because we already had it, and it just happens. This one does not actually require you to queue it. So here in about 10 seconds, if you listen carefully, although it's sped up, you'll hear Henry talking about barbecues. So this is kind of an automatic conversation as long as you enter the destroyed kitchen. Now, right across the street from the destroyed kitchen, there's a house with a bunch of graffiti on it. It says, like, shoot on sight or something along those lines. That is where Ellie Joke Conversation 2 will take place. So, not to be confused with the writing on the actual house of the destroyed kitchen, but across the street. And we'll prove it to you because Henry comes over here and we have a little chat, and the little icon pops up and we make it happen.
Will shoot on sight.
Wait for it.
First few months after the outbreak, they had a lot of looting. Everyone got paranoid.
And booyakashow. All right. So, once he gets done talking here, you're basically going to want to just turn a 180 and run down the street. And we actually do go down to an ice cream truck. We were a little confused on where we needed to go at first. So we're just clarifying that we're at the end of Street 1. And we are. And we're wrapping around down to the bottom. And ice cream truck is now in view. It's funny, too. I don't know if any of you have experienced this, but in one of my replays trying to get this correct, because I was positive I missed something on the joke thing and tried to do it a couple times, and I didn't get it all 3 times. But if you get ahead of these guys and you get to this ice cream truck, they start to talk, but they're way behind you. They do like this turbo walk. I might do a blooper video at some point because I've got some weird hair renders and some weird things that have happened. Not sure there's enough yet to really make a compilation video, but if I do, that will definitely be included in there. So I did speed this up quite a bit just to get through here, and just a little spoiler alert now. Once we get the last collectible in this video, there was roughly 10 to 15 minutes worth of gameplay. Rather than cut it all out, I just hit the turbo button and made it go fast. So, you know, you're not going to miss anything, but if you need to see a route to get through it because the sniper's watching you, then at least you have access to it. But it is really fast, and I will talk through it and kind of explain things to make sure that there's no confusion. But I just realistically did not want to spend 15 or 20 minutes talking about more or less nothing. So there you go. There you have it. Secret's out. All right, so before leaving this house out the back door, you're going to want to make sure you go upstairs for a couple reasons. One is because there's some looting items, I would imagine, for some of yous. Not to mention, there is the father's note. Artifact 53. Aw, to the yeah. Now, training manual number 7 is actually up in the attic. You'll see we've got melee weapon upgrade number 2 and then a little hyphen in attic. There is a draw cord or a pull cord hanging in this, from the ceiling right there. And press the triangle and you'll pull it down. It'll crash down on you. You'll talk to Ellie about it. And then basically you tell Ellie to get her ass up here and go do work up in the attic. I'm nice enough that I actually shine my flashlight up there, but not until the end. It's kind of sketch. Yeah, hey, there's infected everywhere, and we're trying to protect you. But here, let's lift you up into a dark space that nobody can see or get to if something happens. But lucky for us, like I said, we're nice guys. We turn on the light at the end, and she hands us training manual number 7. On to the yeah. So go ahead and take a quick peek at that. And then make your way downstairs and out back. On my first playthrough, you know, we had the conversation about the barbecues. What up, Zip Tie? But we did not hear it. To be honest with you, my wifey was sitting next to me and we were talking about some stuff and I didn't hear it. So I was positive. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. This is totally where it's going to be, right here. Barbecue talk. There's a barbecue. It's got to be. But he runs over there and stands off in the distance and is no help at all. So we ended up restarting here in a minute. Hopefully you won't be able to tell too much other than the fact that we talk about it. But, yeah, real surprise. There's a shitter and nothing on it. But don't hold your breath too long. Well, do if you're by the shitter. But, yeah, we do have a little surprise in store for you upstairs. All right, real quick. I talked about the one I missed earlier, the optional conversation. It actually takes place right where I'm at right now. But for whatever reason, it does not queue until you go upstairs and do all that is needed upstairs. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. We'll run upstairs and grab the survivor's note, which is in the first bedroom over by the computer. So we'll grab that, put it in the bag, and open the drawer right next to us, which I don't remember. I think it's empty. It's been a while. It's been a day, a couple days, whatever. And guess what? On the toilet, where else would it be? The next collectible, which is a comic, number 6. We'll go ahead and grab that. All right, so now we're going to actually go to the 3rd floor. There is another room on this floor, but we'll wait. Psych. Take a peek. There's a safe. And we'll head upstairs now because the combination is on this matchbook right here. Before heading back downstairs, you're going to want to make sure you get over in this corner over here. Some collectibles. An old school, what almost looks like a damn 8-track tape player there. It's just an old cassette. Most of you probably don't even know what a cassette is anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we'll head downstairs and open the safe now because we have access. Booyah. And then we'll make our way out and downstairs. All right, so earlier I mentioned that I actually missed the optional conversation. And the reason is because, if you notice, there's supplementage there because I did an edit back there. So here you go. Here is the actual dark conversation. You need to take, literally, watch this, the whole thing, as I don't. I walk out. I cue it and I walk out because I was kind of unaware of this information, as you can tell. And I was really more in a hurry to get my Ellie Joke trophy because I thought for sure I was going to get it. What up, Cross? And unfortunately, I don't get that or the conversation trophy when I get to the end of the game. So that was a bummer deal on both accounts. So realistically, what we're going to do now is we're going to run over and grab the Firefly Pendant 17, but make sure that before you do this that you throw a dart. my guess is, again, haven't confirmed this, my guess is you should be able to run back in the house and throw a dart, but it may need to happen during that conversation. I will be completing that here in a little bit, hopefully today, and once I get it, I'll confirm it, or once I can get a hold of Doug. Doug's working his day job right now. Damn you, Doug, for having a day job. But yeah, once I get a hold of Doug, we'll be able to confirm it, and that will be in the video description. So down below, that should be down there. Look for that. All right, after getting the pendant from the tree, you're going to actually drop down on the side, and there you can see the Firefly logo on the side of the wall. This is the final Ellie Joke conversation that is needed to trigger her pulling out her pun book. So now that we have all 4 completed, we'll actually see her pull out the book. Yep, FF, we see it. Thanks for the cue. We're just kind of waiting. Sometimes I think it takes 1 minute before she pulls out her book. And boom, there she goes. So if you're lucky and you've been following along, then you may get a trophy right now. It's real hit and miss on who gets what trophies right now, and I'm not sure if there's any legitimate information on why or what you can do to fix it. But, you know, like Doug, for example, he got all of the collectibles and did not get the collectible trophy and did not get any of the individual collectible trophies. I don't think. I might be wrong. He might have gotten 1 or 2 of them. But he did get the conversation trophy, and there was one other one that he got that I did not get. But I got all the collectible ones. So it's real hit and miss. We tried with and without the patch. I actually went and tried to delete the patch and tried to play this level over again, hoping that I might be able to get, you know, the Ellie's Joke trophy. But it didn't work out that way. So we go ahead, and this is where we go into turbo mode. We take a quick break right here, and thanks to me going through all of my stats right at this moment of where I pause and edit, that's where I actually determined that I was missing a conversation at this point. And then I did some more research and found out that I was missing the dart. Everything else was spot on. I watched the dart conversation, as you saw, but I did not physically throw one. And here we are. So my best advice avoiding the sniper is staying behind cover, staying on the far right side, and staying away from windows. Now, I will say this guy is a cheeky bastard. He's got pretty good aim, so your best bet is to make sure you wait for him to take a pop shot at either you or somebody else, and then immediately run after that, because you have roughly a 2-second window, which doesn't seem like it with going ×5 speed like we are right now. But, and you know, check the houses. There is a couple crafting items. There are a few bad guys, as you can see as well. So, you know, you can be really stealth and just try to avoid the guys and avoid the houses and avoid the craftables and a med kit. Or you can go through and try to fight them all. My advice is try to be as stealth as possible, regardless of which option you choose. Once you crawl through over here, whoops, that was a bad edit right there. But once you crawl through, you'll go ahead and you'll have a whole new ball of worms on the street over here. You've got, I believe, 3 guys that run out on the street and then 2 or 3 more that attack from the back. This one is really hard to be stealth. I had a hard time not being seen. Everywhere I went, I was seen. So try using like bottles and other things to distract them in the opposite direction of you. And, you know, you'll make it. You might die a time or two. Depending on what difficulty, this may be the easiest thing ever. Eventually, you'll make it all the way up into the sniper's nest and actually take hold of the sniper rifle. Your goal is to keep all the baddies away from your partners down below. And eventually, once you do so, a little guy comes in on a turret and shoots the shit out of everything, knocks over some cars, more dudes come in. You just got to do your best to protect them. If you die, you respawn right in the same area. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's not like you have to start the game over. But at the very end, the guy comes up and starts throwing Molotov cocktails. I believe he throws 5, and your goal is to shoot him when he pops his head out. So shortly after he crashes the truck, a couple more will attack. They'll make it all the way to the house, and eventually you'll just simply put the gun down. It seems like you'll never get it done, and they're going to keep coming. But once it gets too overwhelming, as you can see, it goes to a cutscene. We watch about 3 seconds of it, and then we call it good. That's sketchy. So we're basically heading over to the radio tower, as we get a nice little glimpse of, and like I said, we cut right there. All right, well, that's going to wrap up The Last of Us Level 6, The Suburbs, walkthrough Part 2, where we actually went through the suburbs. The first area was called the sewers. Now we're in the suburbs, and we handled that nicely. Hopefully you were luckier than I were, and you got the trophy for the Ellie's jokes, as well as not miss the optional conversation like a moron like I did. So good news is we got it for you. We marked it. It's on our list. Hopefully you'll get it. And if you did, feel free to stop by Facebook, Twitter, or comment, subscribe, vote, tell us all about it down below. You know how it rolls over here. HappyThumbsGaming.com is available too. Got all sorts of stuff going on there. Yeah, I guess I won't blow it. We'll talk about that later. All right. As always, until next time.